A guru is about the last thing I am. But thank you. I've had the pleasure of manufacturing clothing for 35 years on 6 different continents. And in the last 10 years, I switched into the tech industry. And it's been an interesting transformation. In the fashion industry, we have 0 collaboration. You keep all of your fashion, all your styles, all of your patterns, everything to yourself until the last moment before you launch your collection. In the technology field, we collaborate on everything because you don't make sensors or batteries or specific pieces. You maybe write software, so you need to collaborate. So that's one thing that we really need to do in this field today. And that's kind of why we formed this company. If you look, the F&T come together because we have fashion and technology to come together. The other thing is that I do is I teach a course on globalism. And I try to tell my students about being responsible and about caring and understanding what the price of a t-shirt really is and what it would be if you didn't harm the environment. So these are issues that are of importance. Also, we talk about women in the workforce because most of the sewers in factories are women. So what kind of conditions are they under? What kind of stress are they under? How are their families impacted by their jobs? So these are things that are very, very important to us. I come to a lot of conferences, and I see a lot of buzzwords and a lot of things that don't have any depth. One of the greatest things last was IoT. Everything was going to be about IoT. Everything was going to be connected. So if you take a look at these numbers, there's going to be 220 billion devices connected in 2 years. That's 28 times the population of the world. So we hear a lot of things, but then you get to come and then these types of things. They say, well, you're going to have a connected toothbrush that's going to talk to your doctor and your computer and all these sorts of things. Those things don't happen. They don't happen. But when you come to a nice conference like this and you actually talk with intelligent people that have meaningful things to say and have industry experience, it's very refreshing. The big buzzwords today, AI, virtual and augmented reality, mixed realities. Let's talk about the things that are really happening. Okay, we really saw some great examples of AI and AR today. Let's talk about what's really happening out there. Our session is on retail. So let's talk about retail. Well, the oldest traditional department store was founded in London in the 1700s. And then you can see some of the others that were formed. We really haven't changed that much since then. We haven't really evolved. We're not treating our customer the way we really should when they come into the store. We spoke about it last night at dinner. We're kind of going full circle. We're going from these large department stores back to when I was a kid, you'd walk down Main Street and you'd have all types of different stores to service your needs. Men's, women's, and things for hats, gloves. It was all broken up. And they knew who you are when you walked into the store. I recently walked into Macy's to try to find the restaurant inside. I walked up to a sales associate because I didn't know where the restaurant was because it never existed before. She had earphones in her ears. She was either on the telephone or listening to music. She couldn't even tell me where the restaurant was. Then I went to the restaurant, which had been a stock room for the last 60 years, and it was this beautiful place with wide open windows. Why didn't they open that up before? People would flock in. It was filled. Every seat was filled. So what's been happening in retail? Let's get the bad news out of the way first. We had over 7,000 stores closed in the United States last year. And we're on pace to even have more real estate close. Let's go through this fast because it's painful. Look how much we've had in retail space. Now, these are just, most of these are U.S. numbers. That's the only ones I could gain access to. But this is global. You can see that we're over-retailed in some markets. Everyone's saying that e-commerce is eating everyone alive and watch out for Amazon and all these things. E-commerce is still only about 12% of all total sales. So it's a small percentage. Brick and mortar stores are not dead. They're still very relevant and very important. This is a really good quote. Why are we in the situation that we're in? Well, we're doing things the old way. We're not understanding who our customer is. We're making products that they don't really want in the wrong sizes, and we're delivering them at the wrong time. So we need to change that. We're creating a poor customer experience. We're deeply discounting merchandise, and when you do that, not only do you lose margin, but you erode your brand. It hurts your brand because, I don't know about in Europe, but a lot of times we ship a lot of the product off to discount retailers. So you go in and you find great brands at discounted prices. And you spend a lot of money already to advertise that product. You lose all that money as well. So what's the answer? We have to change how we are. Innovation, as we know, is super important. We need to add innovation to everything that we're doing. Creating a better customer experience in the stores. So, most of the money that's going to be spent, of course, is to find out who your customer is and how you're going to service them better. And the other thing is the in-store experience. The in-store experience is still highly, highly important. How does that break down? What are they looking for? Well, of course, we're in the garment business. We're in the fashion business. They want to see beautiful things. If you take your eye off of that and you just think about data, you're making a huge mistake. Everybody, even this ice cream suit that I have on, I picked it out specifically because I like the particular fabric or the cut. We make garments. We make beautiful things. It's important to remember that. And sure, the technology is important as well. But these are some of the big drivers that are important for inside stores. When you pull that all together, that's what you get. Let's talk about the innovation economy. Let's talk about startups. There's a big difference between startups and large companies. Most people think that innovation comes from big companies like Google and Intel and GE. It doesn't. Innovation comes from small companies, small teams that are working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, taking their passions and their dreams and trying to take them to the marketplace. And then large companies come and buy them because of these types of reasons. I'm not going to read every one of these bullet points. But innovation comes from small companies. But the problem is startups are different. They're a lot different than large corporations. And they're not a natural fit. They're lean, agile companies. A lot of them don't have a lot of resources, meaning they don't have a lot of funding. And large corporations, you know, they're established entities. They move at a different pace. And they have a lot of processes and a lot of departments that it takes to get things moving. They should be doing more testing. There should be the opportunity for startups and large companies to engage more often. The problem becomes, just to get a pilot or a proof of concept with a lot of large companies, and I'm not just picking the fashion industry. It could be any industry at all. You have to jump through hoops. It's really, really important. It's really hard for companies to be able to just get a proof of concept, let alone start a whole integration process. Now, the way we take a look at retail is we divide it into 3 individual buckets. We have the supply chain, which involves all types of things from predictive analytics through creating samples, virtual stores, all the way through to e-commerce and brick and mortar. So let's break some of those down. What we do at our company is we take an engineering path. We're a bunch of industrial engineer geeks, and we take a look at how do you process something from the very beginning all the way through. We touched upon environmental issues today and how important they are. So if you can eliminate making samples, or you can eliminate building out stores, you're going to save time, save money, but more importantly, you're going to help the environment. So what we do is we start and we go all the way through, and my clock's running so fast I can't believe it. I'm not going to have a chance to show some things. What I wanted to do is, in my Mickey Mouse way, I wanted to show you some things that are happening, just some technologies. Here's a way to be able to drape clothing on avatars that hasn't been done before. To actually show motion, show different styles, and also show how the garment will react on your body. You can see different arms, different lengths, different ways of treatments. This is a company based in Hong Kong that's been able to take certain 3D assets and drape them onto it. That's a little bit large. Now we have all kinds of augmented reality. We have things that are location-based augmented reality. Gamification, product advertising, merchandising, all types of things that are being done. Now watch this. This is a really interesting thing. These are leave-behinds. But think about it. In e-commerce, you could put these in every single box. This could be in every single bag. And you could tell a story. You could find out where these fibers came from, what type of factory conditions were these garments produced under. There's all types of things that you can do with that type of technology. Here's one that helps with fit.
Let's talk about the fashion shopping experience of the Z generation. Many shop online and expect technology to assist them even in stores. As the retail world is constantly moving towards better digital integration, there's still a lot to be improved. For example, 50% of customers who buy underwear, bras, and swimsuits return them due to poor fit or just because it didn't turn out to be what they expected. Here's where Infome's solution can make a difference. Using innovative algorithms, Infome allows customers to virtually try on products using an avatar made to fit their personal body measurements. Then, it can recommend the correct size within a number of different brands based on what other customers with similar body measurements liked. The retailer gets better conversion, less returns, and valuable data relating to his customer's body shape and their shopping habits. Infome can work both online and in stores. Integrating it with a website requires just one line of code. Modeling entire catalogs can be done fast using Infome's patent-pending technology. Infome helps customers find their perfect fit, further creating a new way to feel the product online.
Okay, I'm down to 1 minute. So these are examples of just certain kinds of new technologies that I wanted to share. Here's the last one that I have time for.
The world is changing non-stop. Buildings getting taller, cars get faster, phones get smarter, and nerds become hipsters. But it looks as though some things just stay the same. You guessed it, storefront windows. It seems like over the years, storefront windows used to showcase what the store had to offer and nothing more. Always the same old thing. Well, we think storefront windows can be so much more. And we're here to revolutionize the way you look at stores. We're the OuterNet. Using a simple kit containing a smart OuterNet brain, a projector, and replaceable customized rear projecting films, we turn your storefront window into pretty much anything. OuterNet's smart projection mapping technology lets you display any content on the projection film, automatically adjusting it to any shape and size. But that's only the beginning. OuterNet's system is fully interactive. That means you can actually interact with your potential clients via hand gestures, mobile connectivity, and much more. We're talking about turning window shopping into something real. OuterNet is so smart, it can tailor-fit content to its viewers by coupling emotional analysis with automatic detection of gender, approximate age, and other parameters, and create a personal attachment between your potential clients and your brand. Even if your property is empty at the moment, OuterNet can still turn it into valuable advertising real estate. Whether you have a single store or an entire complex, OuterNet will change everything you thought you knew about storefront windows. Ready to fuel your imagination? Welcome to the future. OuterNet.
So we have about 70 companies that are involved in retail solutions, and I'm out of time. So thank you all, and I'm going to invite up our next guest.